Ladies and gentlemen, entrepreneurship is a mindset. Entrepreneurship is ownership. Do you own your life? What do we start this call off with? You want to go off and design your ideal life. That means you want to own your life. Well, it kind of starts with owning your income. That's the way you own your life, is you own your income. You own the way that you make money. And we all have the ability to. I put some content out earlier a while back that said, the guy in there said, everyone should be an entrepreneur. I said everyone should be more entrepreneurial, right? You might not go off and start a business, even though I believe you should, but you need to be more entrepreneurial, meaning you need to own more of your life. You need to know that you control more of your life, from your income to your happiness, right? To your thoughts, to what you take responsibility for. You own all of it. When we start to blame, when we start to take the ownership off of us and say, it's because of that, it's because I work too many hours, it's because of my job, it's because of my boss, it's because of my kid, like, we're not taking ownership of our life. And that's why most people don't go off and design their ideal life. But that's what we have to do. Sure, it starts in some areas in the mind where you take ownership of your thoughts, but then we need to translate that into owning our income. Some important things to understand is that we all have it within us to be curious about something. It's just, do you take action on your curiosity? Something that wrote down and that you might hear people say all the time, right? Being solution oriented. If you solve big problems, you make big money. If you solve small problems, you make small money. But regardless, you got to solve a problem. You got to go solve a problem. We're trying to solve the problem of financial illiteracy. That's what we're trying to solve. That's a major problem. That's a major problem. 70% of Americans plus live paycheck to paycheck. We're at $1 trillion in credit card debt right now in the United States. We're at a place where that is a major problem. That's why we can make big money, because we're trying to solve a major problem. That's being entrepreneurial in your mind, to say, there's a problem out there, I can solve it. God gave us special talents, gifts, and abilities. You might not have tapped into it yet. You might not know exactly what your talent, your real skill is, what really your purpose is, and what you were put here for. But if you stay curious and then you take action around your curiosity, it'll come. But it only comes when we're in motion. It only comes when we're in motion. And a lot of times we're staying exactly where we are, so that we can't find the thing that we're really called to do. We might read up on it, but we're not taking action. So that's so important. If you're curious about something, then you have to take action on that thing. And that's how we start to build the traits and the habits of actually owning our life, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we got to go do. In our text, 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class, this one kind of talks about free enterprise, that we all have the ability, and we have to embrace the fact that you can go off and design whatever life you want. Normally, it's not going to come unless you control some part of your income. But even if you are at a job, and while you're at a job, how are you working that? Are you giving it 100%? Are you putting yourself in a position where you're thinking of that job more entrepreneurially? Back in the day, I had a podcast called the Perspective Podcast. It was me and my buddy Terrell. We used to jump on and talk about different perspectives. I was always on the entrepreneur side. He called himself an intrapreneur, which is a term that's out there. And we would debate and we kind of talk about it from different perspectives. And as an intrapreneur, he would say, I don't want to take the risk of being an entrepreneur. I don't want to go out and like not have a safety net, to his words, even though, right, we could talk about that. But that's what he would say. He said, but I would rather go into a company and work as if I'm an entrepreneur and that's my company. I would rather go in and change things, suggest systems, create my own job, create my own title, do extra work. I rather do that, so I don't have to take the risk, but I'm still going to work as if that's my company. And many people that work don't have that mindset. They just don't like the job. They just don't want to work at it. So they don't take ownership of it. But then they want to go be an entrepreneur, which is such a drastic jump if you've never taken ownership of a part of your work, of your life, that then you have to kind of reprogram yourself to say, oh, no, I do own my life now. My 24 hours are my 24 hours. My free time is my free time. My work, right, depends on me. I have to put all of this in. And it's such a difficult jump for a lot of people because they're not taking ownership currently while they're at the place that they're at. So we have to start again. Entrepreneurship is a mindset. It's a mindset. How much of your life do you own and do you take responsibility for? In 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class, it says the world class embraces free enterprise. It says the free enterprise system in America has created more champions than anything else in the history of civilization. Since the world class operates from a fearless state of abundance, they tend to embrace the free enterprise system. Many great ones cut their entrepreneurial teeth in the corporate world and then launch a business. Some choose to become professional performers within the corporate structure. That's that intrapreneur. These champions make the shrewd decision to use the collective knowledge, power, and systems of their billion-dollar employers. They don't relish the recognition and gratification of being in business for themselves. They prefer to flourish and grow within the corporate system. While most rank-and-file employees are more interested in where they're going on vacation than in moving forward in their career, the great ones often think of the company as their own. The free enterprise system lives within them. Every move they make serves the company for which they work. These performers are a rare breed, especially in times when the masses believe their companies have no loyalty to them. This sense of distrust gives middle-class performers an excuse to coast. The great ones are aware that their performance and work ethic are about them, not the company. World-class performers are always reinforcing the habit of excellence. One of the reasons they will always be in demand in any economy. Reinforcing the habit of excellence. How you do one thing is how you do everything. How you do one thing is how you do everything. It's really hard to be incredibly lazy in one area of your life and that not bleed over into other areas of your life. On the flip side, when you work extremely hard, what do we talk about on Wednesday? We talk about having an incredible work ethic, right? Building that work ethic. If you have an incredible work ethic, that also translates into other areas of your life. How you do one thing is how you do everything. This is the entrepreneurial mindset. It's ownership. It's creating the skill set, right? And the work ethic that you need to go off and take real control of your life. You have to buy into this if you want to design your ideal life, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're here to do. We're here to go off and say, you know what? I'm trying to get to this lifestyle that I don't see other people have. So now I have to do some things differently. Starts with how we think. Starts with how you think about work. Starts with how you think about income and money and all of those things. And then after our thoughts start to change, our habits start to change. Our focus changes, our habits change, then we change. Then our circumstances, then the outcomes change, then our life changes. But we have to get into a mindset to know that we have to embrace this. Entrepreneurship is not scary. It's ownership. It's actually the most secure thing you can do. It's the most secure. I know they taught us. Remember, these calls, we're going to talk about what? Unlearning and relearning new information. That's how you get to the next level. You unlearn and relearn information that doesn't serve you. We were taught, go to school, get good grades, get a good job, work at the job. The job brings you security. It's actually the opposite. You know why? Because they could fire you at any moment. That company could go out of business in the next year. And then we have no option. The rug gets pulled out from under us. You could make $150,000 a year. I don't know if you guys know this. They were laying off people in the tech space for the past like 12 to 18 months, but not just entry level, like upper management, like people that were making $120,000 to $200,000. For the past 12 to 18 months, we're getting laid off left and right in the tech space. Imagine having a job, you make $175,000 a year, and overnight you're back down to zero. That doesn't sound like security for me. But I was taught something a while ago where I changed my mindset to say, if it is to be, it's up to me. It's an entrepreneurial phrase. If it is to be, it's up to me. If it's going to happen, it's up to me to make it happen. And I realized that my family would benefit more from me getting paid from my actions than just getting paid for my time. I bet on me. I bet on my abilities, my skills, my knowledge, my resources, my faith. I bet on me. I don't bet on the company. I bet on me. That's thinking more entrepreneurially. You don't have to go off and quit your job tomorrow, but you have to start thinking more entrepreneurially. What do you have that God gave you that no one else has? That you maybe just haven't been curious enough to take action on, to develop? Are you good with people? Are you a good communicator? Do you have a heart for people? Are you good at cooking? Do you have an actual skill set in something? Where are you taking ownership of your life? That's the question. You got to go answer it. All of the things that we talk about on these calls, get quiet, sit down, take 30 minutes with yourself, write down some things, get clear, get clarity, get curious, then take action. That's how we get a hold of our life. That's how we get a hold of our income. That's how we go off and design our ideal life, ladies and gentlemen. The action step for today says commit to seeing yourself as self-employed regardless of who signs your paycheck, right? Like regardless of if you have a job or if you're an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter. Like it's a mindset. So like, do you work at it as if it's just on you? If it is to be, it's up to me. Do you work at your life in that way? If so, you're on your path to designing your ideal life and really taking control of it. If not, that's the work we got to start doing. We got to start being more intentional about taking ownership of where we are. April's Financial Literacy Month, so we can have these money conversations. I encourage you to have them. If you don't have them with anyone, have them with me. Reach out. Let's talk about it. This is all I like talking about anyway. My wife gets sick of it every once in a while. But money and business and entrepreneurship and ownership, because we got to get to that life, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get there. We got to have that sense of urgency. We only get one life. We don't come back. We only get a short window here. So why not go off and try everything and be curious and take action and make some mistakes and mess up and start over again and really go and build the life that you say you want. Don't just take the life that you accept, because it's too crowded down here at the bottom, y'all. It's time to get to the top. You got to get to the top by taking ownership of it. I love you guys. I want y'all to win. I'm fired up. It's April. Go out this weekend, do something that scares you, do something that pushes you out of your comfort zone, do something that gets you to be more entrepreneurial, where you take more ownership of something, to know that if it is to be, it's up to me. If it is to be, it's up to you. If you want a better relationship, you got to work at it. You want more money, you got to work at it. You want to build your business, you got to work at it. All of this stuff. You want better health, you got to work at it. No one's coming to save you. These calls are planting seeds so that now you can go be doers of the word and not just hearers of the word. I love you guys. Enjoy your weekend. Let's get back on Monday and make it happen. Take care, y'all.